$500 a month. 60 months. For a car with a plastic dashboard and a 3-cylinder engine that sounds like a sewing machine having a panic attack. That's not a car payment. That's financial suicide on a payment plan. Now look at this. $5,000. Cash. Once. A V8 luxury tank that'll outlive your mortgage. That's not a purchase. That's mechanical sovereignty. Today I'm giving you the 5 cars mechanics buy for themselves, not what they sell you on the lot. What they drive home. The million-mile secrets the dealership floor plan doesn't want leaking out. Let's expose it. This is Ride Exposed. We strip away the marketing fluff to find the real value. If you're tired of being a victim of the depreciation trap, hit subscribe. Join the community that values engineering over emblems. Let's get into the list. Car number 5. The Lexus LS 430. Looks like your accountant's Sunday church car. Drives like a Japanese fighter jet with heated seats. Nobody clocks this car. Beige paint, blackout tint zero, soccer mom silhouette. Underneath? A drivetrain Toyota engineered like they were building a spacecraft, not a sedan. The heart of this thing is the 3UZ FE, a 4.3-liter V8 that Toyota overbuilt on purpose. Forged internals. Timing chain, not a belt, so no surprise 4-figure bill at 90,000 miles. This engine was designed to run past 300,000 miles with basic maintenance. Mechanics don't say that about a lot of cars built this century. Dealers hate this car because it doesn't break. No transmission drama, no electrical gremlins eating warranty hours. Low service revenue means low profit for the shop, so nobody's pushing you toward the LS 430. They'd rather sell you something that needs a new water pump every 18 months. Target year, 2004. Post-facelift, more refined air suspension tuning. Red flag, check for a sagging rear end at startup. That's the air suspension compressor dying, and it's the one weak point on an otherwise bulletproof platform. Car number 4, the Acura RL. This is the car engineers built when nobody was watching the budget. It looks like a rental car. It drives like it's got a chip on its shoulder. Honda's flagship, and Honda doesn't build junk. Under the hood, the J35A, a 3.5-liter V6 with Honda's legendary reliability DNA baked in. Not a V8, but paired with SHAWD, super handling all-wheel drive that actively torque vectors power to the outside wheel in a corner. That's tech BMW charged 40 grand for in the same era. Dealers hate it because Honda engineering means low failure rates. No forced upsells on transmission flushes every 10,000 miles. Quiet profit killer for the service department. Target year, 2005, first year of the SHAWD system, well sorted by then. Red flag, transmission shudder under light acceleration. Early RL automatics can develop torque converter issues. Walk away if you feel a shake between 30 and 45 miles per hour. Car number 3, the Mercedes E-Class, M113 powered. This is old-school German over-engineering before the brand started chasing lease numbers. Businessman's car on the outside, Autobahn missile underneath. This was Mercedes before touchscreens and subscription-heated seats. The M113 V8 is a legend in the independent shop world. Aluminum block, single overhead cam simplicity per bank. No timing belt to snap and grenade your valves. Mechanics trust this engine because it was built during Mercedes's over-engineer everything era, before cost-cutting merged with Chrysler. Dealers hate these because independent shops can service them cheap and correctly. No proprietary nonsense locking you into the dealership. That's revenue walking out the door, straight to your neighborhood mechanic instead. Target year, 2000 to 2002 E430. Sweet spot before some of the later electronic complexity crept in. Red flag, check the front air suspension and wiring harness. The harness insulation on these can degrade and crack with age. Have a shop scan for hidden codes before you buy. Car number 2, the Volvo S80 V8. The most slept-on car on this entire list. Nobody expects this. Looks like a tax accountant's company car. It's got a hand-built V8 from the same people who build Yamaha superbike engines. Volvo partnered with Yamaha to build the B8444S, a 4.4-liter V8 assembled by hand in Japan, transverse mounted, which is an engineering flex most people don't even know exists. Yamaha doesn't build lazy engines, they build engines meant to rev and last. Dealers hate this car because it's a low-volume oddball. Parts network stayed thin, so franchise dealers can't count on repeat maintenance visits or big parts markups. Rare car, quiet profit, easy pass for the sales floor. Target year, 2007, the final and most refined year of S80 V8 production, before Volvo dropped the engine. Red flag, transverse V8 packaging means tight engine bay. Inspect for oil seepage around the rear bank, where access is hardest, and owners often defer maintenance because it's a pain to reach. Car number 1. The Infiniti G35. This is the one mechanics actually daily drive. Looks like a slightly upscale commuter sedan. Drives like it wants to fight a BMW 3 Series and win. The VQ35DE, 10 years running on Ward's 10 best engines list. A 3.5-liter V6 that revs smooth to redline and takes abuse most engines would tap out from. Near-perfect 50-50 weight balance on the chassis. This is a driver's platform wearing a luxury brand disguise. Dealers hate this car because it competes with cars twice its price and doesn't lose. Hard to upsell a premium package when the base car already drives better than the competition's loaded trim. Target year, 2005. The facelifted sport chassis with revised suspension geometry. Red flag, check the rear differential and CV joints for clunking on takeoff. A known wear point on higher mileage cars that gets ignored until it's expensive. Before you hand anyone $5,000, run this checklist. This is exactly what shop guys do before they buy for themselves. Let the car sit overnight. Come back in the morning. If it's sagging, that's a compressor or bag on the way out. Budget for it, or walk. Pull the dipstick and the oil cap. Milky, frothy residue means coolant's mixing with oil. That's a head gasket problem, and on some of these engines, that's not a cheap Saturday afternoon fix. Every window, every seat memory setting, the sunroof, the mirrors. 15-year-old luxury wiring gets brittle. Find the dead buttons now, not after you own it. Pull the trans dipstick if accessible. Burnt smell, dark color, that's a transmission on borrowed time. Clean and pink or red means someone actually maintained this car. Ask for records, timing chain guides, water pump, valve cover gaskets. You want proof this thing was maintained like a $50,000 car, not neglected like a beater. A stack of receipts is worth more than a clean Carfax. Run those 5 checks, and you'll know in 15 minutes if you're buying mechanical sovereignty or buying somebody else's problem. So here's the question. If you had $5,000 in cash sitting in your pocket right now, which one of these keys are you taking? Drop your pick in the comments. Prove me wrong on the order. And if you're serious about keeping one of these cars alive past 300,000 miles, the next video breaks down exactly how to maintain a luxury sedan like a shop pro without paying dealership prices. Click it. I'll see you there.